She sends those on,
Morning, Shauna.
I asked her if we could get a tour of that building. I think that's.
Oh,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah, I've been, yeah.
I believe that's what it is. Maybe.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Did you get over there yet? Did you see what? Have you been over to that building?
Yeah, that's what I said. I wanted to go get a tour.
Good morning, everybody. We'll call the meeting of the Board of the County Commissioners to order for Tuesday, May 12th. It is 9 a.m. and we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. This morning, we'll have Steve lead us, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Steve. Reminder to please silence your cell phones this morning so they do not disrupt the meeting. Call for public comments may be submitted in person or by calling on telephone at 605-882-6248 or 882-6297. Item number 3, any conflict of interest item?
Nope.
For the commissioners? Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 4. This is action to approve the May 12th agenda.
Motion to approve.
By McElhaney, second by Gable. Any discussion on the agenda? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Item number 5 is action to approve the May 5th minutes.
Second it.
Motion by Johnson, second by Schwer. Any discussion? Changes or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Moves it down to item number 6. This is opening of bids for building remodel of the county highway shop and possible action to award those bids. We'll get Randy Falvey up here from the highway department. And
Morning.
just turn on your microphone there and we'll have Adam introduce himself as well. Good morning.
Adam Hansen with Banner Associates, engineer on the project.
Right. Okay. Go ahead, Randy.
I do have bid tabs, but I don't know that you're gonna want them. We've only got one bid submitted. So if you'd like tab sheets, I will give you one.
I like it simple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not discouraging future bids, but
No.
we do like it simple. Right? So
This bid is from Basin Construction and Tile out of Hayti, South Dakota. And again, this is for the upgrade and shop improvements at our county highway shop.
Bid bond, 10% of the bid.
We did have a base bid of $449,521. We had alternates 1, 2, and 3. Alternate 1 was to replace the shop overhead doors in the main shop at $19,000 even. Alternate number 2 was to upgrade the electrical panels, and that came in at 165,000. Sorry. And then alternate number 3 was to replace a generator or add a generator at this point. That bid came in at 121,000. So that would be in addition, if we choose these alternates, in addition to the base of $449,521. Adam and I would request that we step out for a few minutes, come back at the end, once we look over the paperwork and whatnot, to have this approved, if that is okay.
Randy, who was the bidder on this again?
Basin out of Hayti.
Hayti. Yeah, you could step out and come back.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioners, do you have any questions before they do that?
Did he have his public service announcement?
I did not yet, no, but I will have it.
We'll get to that. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. And I just have one other thing, a public service announcement. Starting Monday, the 18th, we are going to close down County Road 420 between 169th Street and 170th Street. What we're doing is repairing the bridge surface. There's a portion of the deck that was damaged from some previous thawing, spring thaw. So that is going to be down for approximately a month. The reason I want to get this out here is because there's a couple of gravel pits in the area that this is going to affect. So there will only be local traffic allowed in there.
What roughly speaking, where's that at?
That is our County Road 7-5, so roughly 3 miles east of town. Going north, that is what we call the bypass that takes you over to I-29 and down to 212.
Randy, can you make me a copy of that road closure? Or, okay, thank you. It's even better. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, we'll bring you back at the conclusion here.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's go on to our monthly reports. Item number 7A is our auditor's report. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning, everyone. So the auditor's office has been busy with absentee voting. So far, as of 5 o'clock last night, we've had 210 early or absentee ballots. It's like 11 less than the same time frame 2 years ago. So we're not too far off base.
Now, what district is that? Is that for,
That's for countywide.
that is countywide?
Mhm.
As I told somebody the other day and they said, well, that just must be for their district, but it's countywide, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
there's
good, thank
we have 4 different ballot faces. So there's District 4, District 5, and then District 5 with a committee man B race on that. And then we had the federal only, which doesn't involve only a couple of people, so.
This is the polling place for absentee voting.
Correct. Courthouse is the only polling place at this time. All right, so just really been busy with getting ready for the 2026 primary election details, sending publications and legal to the newspapers and collecting. Also, I've started receiving back some of the 2027 budget requests. So those are starting to come back. Excuse me. The county did receive its first opioid payment for 2026 just recently. That was in the amount of $1,360.18. Now making our total in that fund $89,446.50, including that payment. Other than that, yes, just keeping really busy with all the election details. Unless anyone has any more questions.
Okay. Thank you. Let's move on to the Director of Equalization, Shauna.
Morning,
Good
Sean.
morning.
Good morning.
Chair's stuck. Our office staff has been working on the final abstract for our 2026 assessment year that needs to be sent into the Department of Revenue. It basically is everything that's finished. All of the boards are done, any changes that have been made. And this is the final stuff for the 2026 assessment year. And on top of that, they already have the first 6 months of our 2027 assessment year sales sent into the state that they also look at and do an audit on. They've also been doing some Teams meeting training with the Department of Revenue. And then they had one, the Department of Revenue put it on, but it was about deeds with a state's attorney came in and kind of explained what types of deeds mean certain different things. And that was pretty good training. And then the appraisal staff is ready to get out in the fields. The wind is making it a little hard. It's a little worse when you're out at the lake. But they're chomping at the bit to get out. And then they and I have our conference the first week in June. And then I am also working on looking at neighborhooding some of our commercial things for occupancy instead of area. We're working with Brown County and Brookings County to kind of see how they do it, to see if it would kind of help a little bit in our area, because we do need to start looking at doing commercial reappraisal in the next couple of years. That's next in line. And then I'm also working on our budget for the year, so.
Okay, good.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Busy time.
Okay.
Thank you, Shauna.
Thanks, Sean.
Let's move on to letter C, Community Service Director, Sarah Faust. Good morning, Sarah.
Sarah.
Good morning. Well, I want to start my report by, I have one of my staff with me, Paige Welling. She was selected as CHW of the year this year for South Dakota. So out of over 300 and some community health workers in the state, Paige was
Community Health Worker of the Year. So wanted to take a moment and just recognize her, the great work that she's done
Well,
and
that's
everything.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice work. Thank you very much.
Been sit in the chair, you be on TV.
Here, I actually have the nomination that we submitted on the back of this report so that you can just have that. Huh. Do you want to just tell them a little bit about what you do and what's been maybe the most rewarding?
Want to turn your mic on?
Hit
Just push that.
There you go.
So I'm a community health worker, so I do a little bit of everything. Probably the most rewarding thing is just getting people housed and seeing them back on their feet again, you know, whether they've been incarcerated or just from a different community and just getting them back on their feet and a restart. My really rewarding things is one of my girls, she's gonna be graduating from Lake Area Tech here in May. And so I've helped her get into school in the out of body technician program. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Good.
So that's really exciting. And then she's moving on me, but that's okay. So
That's how you know you're successful.
yeah.
Move on.
So,
Paige, thank you very much for your
Yeah.
commitment to doing what you do. We
Thank you.
appreciate your work in the office, sir. And congratulations on your award.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Sarah.
Okay, so we have the monthly report. I think that's in your, it should be in your thing. We're working on revising it a little bit. So you'll see the first page is pretty similar. The second page is more of a demographic sheet on the type of population that we're seeing. And we're meeting with the Helpline Center. Paige and I are meeting with them later this week, hopefully we had to reschedule. So hopefully it'll be later this week to revise that.
I'd show, but I don't have it
Oh,
in electrons, so.
okay, sorry, yeah. Yeah, so it just talks about the number of individuals served is 48, which is down a little bit from March, but it's always intensity is not necessarily defined by the number of people. So April was down a little bit, but we still continue to be very busy, 103 different total client contacts in April with that. Again, the costs are at the bottom, so we've spent about $4,000 this year on funeral costs. That's a little bit different because that doesn't include the funerals that we had in December. That's just our January on, but our December ones came out of this budget. We have 45 clients currently enrolled in the Impact Program, and so that's the community health worker program that Paige oversees. And then you can see the breakdown between male and female, 53 males, 73 females. And then also by race. Again, I don't know if this is helpful to you, but we thought what we had before wasn't as helpful. So if you have any insight on information you would like to see, please let us know. It has the age breakdown and then if they're employed or not employed while we're working with them.
It's good information.
Oh, that's a good layout, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll keep working on it, maybe tweaking it a little bit, but
You get, when you have it electronically, it's good.
I'll email it to you. I didn't add you on when I sent it to Brenda, so I'll make sure to do that. Okay. Our Medicaid reimbursement is, and our CHW grant reimbursement are up for the month of April. We billed $2,083.15 to Medicaid in April and $4,263 to the Department of Health grant. So that's over $6,000, which really helps cover the cost of the community health worker positions that we have, which has been the goal, is that we can use alternate funding sources to cover those positions to serve our community with that. Again, I mentioned Paige was selected as CHW of the year. Paige, Carey, and I attended the CHW conference this year. The CHW grant evaluators were here in April and met with clients. Paige and Carey arranged that for them to meet with some clients to do that evaluation. They were really impressed with the quality of work that our CHWs do and the impact that they're having. The Restart Steering Committee met April 23rd and were able to identify some priorities for moving forward. I think Commissioner Gable, were you at that? Were you able to make that one? I had a medical appointment, the Restart Steering Committee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Yeah. And then also to let you all know, Carrie has left her position with the county, so she's no longer employed with us. So we're looking, it's on the agenda to hire someone else. And then it really also gives us an opportunity to revise some of the positions and look at what we're doing with that. For the systems of care piece, the interagency meeting is this Thursday at 10 o'clock at the police department. And I realized this weekend that it's actually our 5-year anniversary for holding the interagency meeting, which is a big accomplishment to continuously have good attendance at that meeting for a monthly meeting like that for 5 years. So we'll be celebrating that. Our agency of the month this month is Midwest Bible, and Hank Rosso is our individual of the month. For childcare, we are working on scheduling a June meeting that will create a future childcare plan and what we really need to focus on. So that's what that committee is looking at. Our community awareness campaign is working on setting up meeting with our target audiences for that. And so the target audiences are the churches, our business communities, so HR and some of the business leaders, and then the school district. So that's where those will be focused at. We're also helping plan the Splash into Summer event, which was held last year and will be the second annual one this year. It will be May 28th at Foundation Plaza again from 5 to 7. Backup for weather will be at the auditorium for that. And as always, check out codingtonconnects.com for more events and information about the community.
Thank you. I know you have the next item, so we'll get to that in just a moment, but any questions for the monthly report?
Let me just say that that you mentioned the interagency, probably the anniversary for the interagency. I mean, the whole dialogue, I mean, as a result of that effort and those kinds of efforts, has been really useful.
Yeah.
You know, get all the different agencies, the different nonprofits clicking on, running it all cylinders basically. So
Yeah.
that's been really good.
Yeah, thank you. It's been done a lot for our community.
Hard to believe 5 years has passed already. What's the celebration going to be like?
I'm gonna bring coffee.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
That must be the calendar event that I got from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Awesome.
Curious
Yeah.
what that was.
Yeah, that's it. So you're all invited.
Hmm.
Mhm.
All right, let's move on to item number 8. This is discussion possible action to approve the community care coordinator revised job description. And commissioners, you do have that in your packet there. So go ahead, Sarah.
So this is, again, Carrie's position was administrative specialist, but what we're looking at here is revising that into just a community care coordinator. Again, we'd like to, so we're breaking this up a little bit. Some of this would be more of a discussion about how our office works as a whole, but I really want to get this position posted because Paige is going to end up working 80 hours a week if we don't get somebody in there to help her. So, so this is just basically the community health worker role. It is pay level 25. The community or the administrative specialist previously was at a level 30. And so this is a community health worker position, basically, that we're opening for that.
Okay. And I would like to ask our HR director if she has any comments on this position. Okay. You're okay with that? Okay. All right.
I'll second it.
Motion by Gable, second by Schwer to approve the, guess the revised job description. for that
Yeah,
position.
just updated it a little bit.
Any
That's good. Yeah.
questions or comments?
So we have
Commissioner Johnson.
a question or a comment, I don't know what you would call it, but I did review this with Sarah as well, and we talked about it, and then afterwards, if you go down to agenda number 14, discussion possible action, approve the job description for a pretrial case manager, and I read that description.
Mhm.
And actually, it looks to me like that falls under the community cares area. And I mean, there's a lot of crossover here,
Mm,
and I'm wondering, do we need now? Item number 14, that's a brand new FTE. That's a new job there.
Right.
This is replacing one has
and
left.
existing.
Can we combine these two? And can one person do both these jobs? Now, it's just a question that I have, the court appointed attorneys is just killing us. We know that.
Mhm.
But is this item number 14 going to solve that and heal that problem? I don't believe it is, to be honest with you. I mean, it sounds good and I think it's a good program,
Mhm.
but now I'm just asking, is
Yeah,
there
it's
a
worth
possibility?
a discussion. I do want to.
Yeah, so I don't think so, the way it's been explained to me. So the way I understand the pretrial case manager,
Hey,
job.
Lee, I want to ask
That's-
a question right there. the case, but how busy is that job? I mean, how often is that, we have such situation every day,
Commissioner,
every
let's-
week, every month?
Not to interrupt you, but
Yep.
I'm going to because we're not on that item right
We're
now.
not. That's.
So we will address that when that item
Yeah.
comes up. So let's move back to this.
Yeah.
Revised job description. We have a motion, we have a second. So let's go ahead and have a vote on this position as it stands right now. Commissioner Gable.
30. So,
Yeah, but I want to have some discussion about revising some of the other, so there's a total of 3 other positions that are kind of wrapped into this position. And so, we'll be bringing back next weekend, but we'll have some discussion in executive session today about the other 2 positions in the office.
All right.
So one of the things though is the role of the community health worker is to assist the higher level skills. And so I think they can assist in doing some of the job applications, transportation, those types of things. They don't as much do the full evaluation and assessment. And so that's part of that role, is to really be the assisting with the needs that are there.
Any other questions regarding this item? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 9 is discussion possible action to advertise and hire that
Sorry.
community
It's
care
okay.
coordinator position.
Yeah, so just that we want to get this posted as soon as possible so that we can proceed with the hiring process.
For motion,
Motion carry.
motion by McElhaney, second by Gable, discussion. See none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now you can be dismissed. Item number 10 is action to approve the auditor's account with treasurer and note monthly register of deeds fees.
So you have that information in your packets. The end of the day, all the coins, everything that was in the treasurer's possession. You have that sheet. And then the one with the custodial funds on it, auditor's account with the county treasurer. You will notice now we have added in under the general ledger cash balances. We have added in the county jail bill where that is, and then the bond redemption fund, what those amounts are. And then up above with Collier's, what's left in investments is up on top at 22,974,884.16. So those have been added in. The custodial funds to the schools is 12,684,451.03. Townships will receive 340,171.37. And then cities and towns will get 2,599,135.88. Those amounts are higher because of the taxes that we took in the month of April. So those are larger than normal. So the ending amount is 67,046,694.44. And then the monthly registered deeds fees for the month of April was 31,054.40.
Look for a motion.
Move to approve.
Motion by
Second
McElhaney,
that.
second by Schwer. Discussion on those numbers. Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. I'm gonna take the liberty here and back up to item number 6. We see that Randy and I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yes.
Adam are back with us, reference that bid, so we'll go ahead and readdress that. Sorry about that, Adam.
That's all right.
Good with faces, not names so much, so. All right, Randy.
All right, I'm gonna let Adam do the speaking on this.
Okay. So the base bid and the alternate came in right about where expected. The alternate number 2 and 3 were slightly higher than anticipated, but that is kind of the nature of electrical work recently, is it does fluctuate a fair amount. So awarding the base with alternates 1 and 2 would put us right at the budget allocated. Alternate 3 would put it significantly over and require Randy to do some finagling on his end to make that work. But alternate 3 could very easily be broken off as its own and added to and done next year, or at the end of the year, if there is extra funds available, we could potentially change order that in to this contract with that number already down. I can talk with Basin and see if they're good with that or what they think that number would do towards the end of the year, or it can be bid as its own with electricals primarily generaling that. It would reduce a little bit of markup on
And just
that
for
too.
clarification, the alternate number 3 was the
Was the
generator
generator
for
with the standby
121,000,
generator. Yep.
correct? Okay.
Yes. So alternates 1 and 2 was the two shop doors that didn't get replaced in phase 1. And then alternate 2 was upgrade of the electrical panels within the facility.
Okay.
And we cannot do alternate 3 without doing alternate 2 because in order to make the generator work, we have to upgrade the panels.
Okay.
So
So is your recommendation that we base alternates 1 and 2?
correct.
I'll make that.
Second.
Okay, so we need a total amount for the motion here, if we could get that.
$633,521.
Okay.
633,521.
Commissioner Gable, your motion is to accept the bid from that amount for 633,521. We do have a second. Commissioner McElhaney, any discussion on that?
I've just got one.
Commissioner
We,
Schwer.
we currently don't have a generator.
That is correct. Our other one crapped out about 3 years ago, and we have not yet replaced it. For the simple fact that we needed to upgrade the electrical system prior to even doing this. So if we get phase 2 in with this, that'll set us up perfect for next year. If we cannot fit it into this year's operation, so.
Yeah.
Commissioner Johnson?
That 633,521, now that falls within what you have budgeted.
It does, but we also have to figure in engineering and electrical contractor. So that money is not yet visible. So we'll still be within that $750,000. Yes.
Okay. Just real quick, so everybody understands the scope of this project,
Yes.
because I'm not sure everybody does.
Yes.
Can you just give us a rundown on this project?
Yes, last year we started the remodel of the truck portion of the building. What that took into consideration was concrete in the floor with drain systems in there. Brand new doors with the addition of some, couple more doors on the east side of the building. This year's portion of the project is going to include bringing in ventilation system within that area, water. And then we're going to resheet the entire building with the exception of the concrete or brick portion of it. So it's going to have new steel on the outside, new steel on the inside with insulation, and then ventilation throughout. New windows on the old shop portion of the building. And this included concrete work on the outside also for entrances into the building. And then this year's phase obviously will be replacing the doors also in the new shop, or excuse me, the old shop.
Great. And just so the public knows, that was a dirt floor
That is correct.
up until that project. And so bringing in that equipment and letting it thaw out on a dirt floor that was not heated
Yes,
was hard on the equipment.
most definitely.
So,
And this also includes a heating system
Yeah.
in that shop space to melt them off.
that will help preserve our equipment.
Yes.
Most definitely.
All right, fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's get on to number 11, and this would be discussion possible action to approve moving the Veteran Service Office to a new location, which is 10 North Broadway, suite number 104. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning,
Okay.
Commissioners.
This is your item, so go ahead.
All right, so this is everything that we've discussed already. I'm really more open to discussion than anything. Any questions from the commissioners, but I can run down real quick. Currently, I'm paying where I'm currently at $1,648.34, which includes my rent, utilities, internet, and insurance. At the new location, if we were to move next month, which we won't, but if we were to move next month, I would pay $1,594.75, which would include the new location rent and insurance. There's no utilities to be paid and no internet to be paid because it's included within the rent.
Okay. Any discussion, commissioners?
That's on the current, the 1648, that's the current rent, correct?
That's the current rent of
And then-
$1,375, but that runs out at the end of August.
Right.
And I assume there will be an increase.
Okay.
Because it hasn't increased for 3 years.
Besides the lower amount, so people know, what is another reason why we want to relocate our office?
There's multiple reasons. I just thought of a new one this morning. There's a new firehouse that's going up just across the street from us. 19th Street is not fun to get off of if you're traveling north, let's say from the VA clinic to our office. It's absolutely terrible. Unless you've planned ahead and kind of snaked your way through the bank parking lot. There's that. I have to shovel the sidewalks over there. I'd like to get away from doing that.
Okay. All right, that's enough. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And we're going to be saving a little bit of money.
A little bit of money.
So, okay. Okay, any more discussion? Motion by Gable, second by McElhaney. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Can I tell you one other thing?
Sure.
You asked me the last meeting.
Yep.
The
Yep.
price that would need to be paid
Mm-hmm.
would be due the day before, weekend before we move in or get the keys. So that would be the 21st of August. We would need to give them a check of $3,520.50, which would include the prorated week of August along with our September rent.
Okay. Right, you can work with Brenda on that.
Okay,
Thank you so much, Jay.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and I think you do have the next item here too, if you want to stay up here. This is action to approve miscellaneous equipment and furniture at the Veteran Service Office surplus to be transferred to other county offices or sold. Is there a list in the packet? Items? Okay.
So with moving offices, I would have this list. I only have one list. The items that I'll be having access are 2 file cabinets. This one. And another one. It's to be rolled by the desk. Person may, we're kind of more digitized, so I don't use these. We haven't used them probably for the last 3 years since I was hired. And we have these 1970s, I would say, desks.
There's nothing wrong with that.
They're beautiful desks. I have 2 of those. So they're excess. So we have new desks. I have this beautiful wooden table that was in a break room, which I wouldn't need. 1 office chair. And 2 of these file cabinets we've reduced, again, going more digitized. We've reduced, and I can get rid of 2 of these file cabinets that are lockable file cabinets. That could go to some other office within the county.
The visuals were impeccable.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
They are
helps.
beautiful.
That
I have on that list also a computer, and I'm jumping to the next item. But a computer that was purchased when Todd Rose was hired. It's no longer able to take any more software. It's reached its capacity, so it's out of date.
Okay. All right.
So if somebody would like to use it, we can.
All right, let's go ahead and looking for a motion on that item.
So move.
Motion by McElhaney.
I'll second.
Second by,
Agenda item number 12.
correct. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And if any of the department heads and other departments would like to see those, maybe give them to Brenda. They could stop by her office or visit with you.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. It moves down to item number 13. This is action to declare a Microsoft tablet at the VSO surplus to be destroyed.
That's Todd's old computer, so.
Motion by Johnson.
Second it.
Second by Schwer. Any discussion? Served us well. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, now we're on to item number 14. This is discussion possible action to approve the job description for pretrial case manager. Natalie, is this you?
But probably.
Um,
Mr. Chair,
Angie?
probably Angie and.
Okay.
Hadley, yeah.
One of you would like to come up.
Angie, if you want.
That would be great.
You're once. Then
Just give us a rundown on the
we
position.
also have Hadley and the state's attorney here.
Mhm.
With as well.
Good morning, Angie.
Good morning.
Tell us about the
So
job.
can I preface this, Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so as you know, the court appointed attorney's budget is really hard to control. It's one of our, probably the largest single things on the budget. What, let's say 2024, we went over $1 million on that one because it's very hard to predict. This year we have, I think I want to say 860,000 budgeted for that. So if we can do things that try to control that as much as we possibly can, that's a good thing. And so based on some of the experts in this world, the expertise of some of the people in this world, what happens to a lot of these court-appointed attorneys is they get a lot of calls from clients that are just very mundane, routine things like, when do I have to be at my such and such appointment? Or, how do I do this? How do I do that? It's things that attorneys don't need to answer. And so, what we'd like to do is give this a try. This could be a huge cost reduction if we can take some of those hours off of those court-appointed attorneys and not pay those attorney rates. That should save us some money. I mean, that's the idea. So, and this particular position would come in at a level 40. So, and that would probably, with pay and benefits, that's probably, say, 90,000-ish, but pay and benefits. So somewhere in that area. So if we can reduce, say, the court-appointed attorneys by a fourth or even a third, and it's a little hard to do that very concretely, but we should, that this would be worthwhile then. So that's basically the idea. If you want to add anything, Angie, or.
Well, I just wanted to add besides that, as far as, this kind of ties into some of our COSUP goals as well with the pretrial. So doing some pretrial supervision also is a program process that we're working on with the state's attorney, defense attorney, Judge Elsher. But I think in getting these two things specifically accomplished, we can help reduce the attorney budget or defense attorney budget. We could maybe increase case processing time or decrease case processing time so that we're taking up less time of the judges, the attorneys, those kinds of things, because a couple of the goals are we would be doing court reminders and appointment reminders. We have grant money we have a texting app like you get when you go to the dentist. So it will remind you of all your appointments and court dates and attorney appointments. And so hopefully we would have less continuances, more efficient court hearings that would happen. And so we're also working on, besides taking away some of those services that the attorneys, we call them case manager services, setting up evals, answering those mundane phone calls like Lee was talking about, we would also be doing some supervision. Essentially, I would compare it to like the court service officers upstairs, but they only do people who are post sentencing. This would be for pre-sentence. And so reducing recidivism, decreasing court processing time, helping reduce the court-appointed attorney budgets would all be goals of this position, in addition to the assisting defendants and getting where they're supposed to be and the things that they need to get to court and to get their case resolved quickly.
So adhering to the bond conditions as well. So that would keep them.
So there's that
incentivized.
compliance, the community safety piece as well.
So one of the things that just this is kind of a theme that, as I was studying this a while ago, as we looked at other ways to just reduce the jail population, is this kind of, it sounds very mundane to show up for your appointments, but it's not always that simple of a thing. And so those kinds of basic things of basically helping people adhere to their bond conditions can help us control the jail, the added benefit of controlling the jail population. This is, I think, the thing that the money is kind of what really focused us on this court-appointed attorneys issue. So, so hopefully, it could be a twofer in a way. So.
Commissioner John Schwer. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's new to us in this count, but do we have some other examples from other counties that have done this that give us a pretty good idea of what we might expect, even though there's, no guarantee that it's going to save us, but
So the pretrial supervision piece of it is being done in Minnehaha. So they do have that part of it, and their compliance and decreasing processing time are all things that they have data on. There are many public defender's office that have non-lawyers in their office. I don't know what they call them, but they probably call them paralegals, doing that kind of work for them as well. So Allison maybe has some more information on that specifically.
Yeah, I can speak a little bit, simply because I was a defense attorney in Minnehaha County when they implemented this program. I always say that when you're a criminal defense attorney, about 80% of your job is actually social work, because that's true. Because if you look at the reasons why people commit crime, they're often related to one of three things. They're committing crime because of money, some kind of addiction problem, or sex. Every single crime can be linked back to that. And so if you can address those issues with your clients on the front end, you're going to have less time in the court system. You're going to have less repeat offenses. And so part of what you do as a defense attorney is you work to address those issues. This position is going to help address those issues. We're going to get you set up with an eval. That's something that your attorney was spending, probably 5-6 hours doing, collecting records from various sources, getting you set up with an eval, getting you set up with treatment. That's something that this position is going to take over. And so that's almost $1,000 there that the county will not be paying in court-appointed attorney's fees, but will instead be paying as part of the salary for this individual. I know that it reduced a great deal of my work when I was a criminal defense attorney. Same deal when we're talking about competency evaluations. You have to collect all of your clients' medical records, school records, etc. And sometimes I know I ran into situations where schools had closed, and so you're calling somebody at their home that was a secretary at the school in 1980 and asking them if they know where these records got placed. It's a great deal of work and energy that currently is being done by our criminal defense attorneys. Some of them do not have the staff, and so they're doing it themselves, and we're getting billed for that. In addition, kind of things that Angie touched on, this person could be an individual where we would set bond conditions. Hey, you need to check in with pretrial services once a week. If you don't check in with them, it's more likely that you're not going to show up for court, and maybe then we need to hold you in custody. So a lot of what we're seeing in Codington County right now is people forgetting their court dates. And so then they're going to get another felony file. They're going to get a failure to appear that the court-appointed attorney is going to get appointed on. That's going to double your expenses. And so a lot of what this position is going to do is going to hopefully reduce our court numbers, reduce our recidivism, because they're having frequent contact with the court system through this court services provider, and ultimately, hopefully keep our community safer, and in the long term, reduce our court-appointed attorneys' fees with some of that social worker stuff.
I can tell you that the step 40, step A starts at $29.88 per hour, which would be $5,199.12 a month. The top end, step L, would be $39.19 or $68.19 a month. So if you're looking at $1,000 per person for them to go on and research that information alone,
Right.
I mean, there's going to be significant cost savings to the county, I believe, by adding this position, if it works as well as what you're saying.
Right. And I don't expect to see it immediately. I mean, it's going to take some time for some of our defense attorneys to get used to using this outside person. We're going to have to be very careful about how we set up parameters about how this person reports to the court system, who's supervising this person, that sort of thing. But in the long term, this is going to have a huge impact on what we're spending on court-appointed attorneys, because I do think that there's substantial amount of times that are being spent by our court-appointed attorneys just simply doing social worker stuff.
We had a couple, so Sarah mentioned the steering committee meeting, and we just briefly touched on this topic. I don't know if you were still there at that point, but because I know you had, but a couple of the people that get appointed as court-appointed attorneys were there, and they were like, yeah, this would help. So, yeah, so, but I'm not a lawyer, but it's nice to see when lawyers explain this. So,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I saw it in action as a criminal defense attorney, and I'm in favor of this position. I'm in favor of this program. So take that.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner
I still
Johnson.
have some comments and some questions.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of ifs here, a lot of ifs. My concern is, you understand when I read the job descriptions, the overlap between the community service and this job right here. You know, and I'm looking at that, well, this looks like it should be under the community service, heading of what it should be. Where's this person gonna be housed? Who are they going to answer to day by day and every day?
Can I address that?
That's, what's that?
Can I address that?
Yes, Commissioner Gable, go ahead, please.
Good
Yeah.
segue, because I did want to mention a couple of those things. So number one, we do have a challenge with office space. We've been talking about, at least I've been bringing up the need for a public defender's office, and that was first brought up by our state's attorney, probably almost a year ago. And so as we work toward that, this person someday might be in the public defender's office, I think, similar to what the Minnehaha setup was. But for the time being, because of the need to save the money on the court-appointed attorney's budget, we would put this person over in community services. I mean, it's a variety of social worker, but social workers are targeted on different areas, and so that's space could be a little tight until we get the new space for the community services office. But that's kind of where we're going. So it's a good point. It's a good point.
How's with Sarah?
Yeah, for now. And then
Oh, she doesn't have room.
instead it would be tight.
Yes, that's
tight.
a work in
Gonna be a lot of
progress.
Outreach at the beginning, working with attorneys, creating the program, working on the rules, all of those kinds of things. So we do
Yeah.
foresee probably me and that person will be swapping time in the office, out of the office, meeting with, going out and meeting with these attorneys and these defendants, which we could do over here at the courthouse. There's a couple of spaces to do that. So we do have, it will have to be creative, but we'll make it work.
So if they have a desk, they shouldn't be sitting at it that much anyway.
No.
So.
I,
Well, my concern here again is, that court-appointed attorney budget is just stressed. I mean, it's just gets stressed and stressed, and now we're dropping another $90,000 on top of that. That concerns me, and
that one?
to add
Is that the
another
right one?
FTE with, these questions that I had, and I think if the program is good as you say it is, it's a good program.
Yeah.
And if it could save us money, that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
But, I am glad to hear that Minnehaha County is doing some of this and it is working.
Yep.
And it takes time, I know, to develop a program and get it running. But in the meantime, the clock is still running and the bills still have to be paid.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I understand too, and I just know that other position that Sarah is asking for, that's already a full-time position. Those guys are busy all the time. So squeezing another full-time position within that position would be difficult.
Yeah, and I understand.
Commissioner Gable, if I could ask, what budget would this come out of, this position?
So we'd have to use the court-appointed attorney's budget.
Okay.
To fund for this.
Okay.
I mean, that's the idea, is we're trying to save money out of that line.
Right.
anyway.
Well, we already know what history has shown us, that budget is significantly stressed. Hopefully this will help with that moving forward. Like you said, it may take a year, 2, maybe 3, who knows?
You don't
But-
see impacts of anything immediately. And so to say by the end of this calendar year that we're going to see a significant decrease, I mean, I'd be lying. I mean, the unfortunate reality of frankly life is that we don't know until we try. And so this is one of those things that we need to try. That other position that I took a look at, it looks like it's more closely related to like one-on-one type services, whereas this is a more broadly expansive. They're not specifically managing 15 to 20 clients. Instead, they're just a resource and, hey, will you get Joe Schmo set up for treatment? Yep. So, that position's going to meet with Joe Schmo. They're going to figure out where they need to get records from and then set them up with an eval. And then that might be the end of that dealing.
And the pretrial case manager would also be a social worker that's very focused on very familiar, with the criminal justice system and how that works, what a defendant goes through. So.
And I do understand when you made the comment, people forget the date for their pretrial. That's the type of people we're working with.
Yes.
And we got to remember that. And it's an issue. If people would just behave and not get in trouble, we wouldn't have any of these problems at all, would we?
I say that every day when I get to work, Myra.
There's a lot of barriers too that we'll be working through as far
fine.
as transportation and all that too. So there's.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to approve this.
Commissioner Gable makes a motion to approve this request, second by Commissioner McElhaney. Any further discussion? Do we need to do a roll call vote? Would you like to do a roll call vote? Okay,
Mr. Chair.
all right. No, let's go ahead and vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Just wasn't sure on that one, so there we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mine wasn't with enthusiasm.
It's,
Yeah, this is where I was going with that. Thank you.
work on this, go into effect immediately, I assume. But very soon.
So that's
Started already talking about it.
Yeah, so let's talk about item number 15, which is the discussion of possible action to advertise and hire this position, which is a pre-trial case manager position. So
Make a motion.
we know what it is. Commissioner Gable, Commissioner McElhaney makes the second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 16, action to approve abatement applications.
Done today.
Item number 17, claims for payment, and I know we have some of those.
Yes. In your packet, you have the claims for the May. I don't know, I didn't really highlight anything. I don't know if anyone, so I will tell you we're a court-appointed attorney. I ran the expenditure report just this morning. So we started out budgeting 890,000 in that, and year-to-date expensed is 358,179.31. Budget remaining is $531,820.69. That's where we're sitting. And they're not going down.
Yeah, you can,
Our
it's
cost.
on the screen if people, I don't know if it's big enough to see, but.
That's terrible.
Yes. So, and we're just getting bombarded with claims. Anyway,
Well, hopefully
so I
that new
also.
position will help that.
Pardon?
Hopefully that new position will help that.
I would like to add just two claims to your ending amount. I think I had that wrote on your last page. Health equity for our maintenance fee, $63, and Department of Public Safety is $5,400 per teletype. So the total claims then for the county is $1,061,073.05, but the state pass-through this month is $568,679.59. So the total amount of county claims is $492,393.46.
Motion to approve.
Motion by McElhaney, second by Gable. Discussion or questions on that? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 18 is,
I also have the 911 surcharge, I'm sorry.
okay.
Yep.
We do have the 911 surcharge and I will recuse myself from this, Madam.
Perfect. The amount of, it will be $41,013.83. It will be remitted to the city of Watertown for 911 surcharge fees for the month of March 2026.
Move to approve.
Second it.
Motion by Johnson, second by Schwer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Budget supplements.
Today.
Item number 19 is action to approve personnel changes.
We have several in here. Starting off, Christy Torstensen is going to be first deputy in the treasurer's office effective May 1st, 2026. Pay grade now is 40, step A, 29.88 an hour. Cindy Feldmeyer is going to be in the second deputy position due to a retirement in the department. Effective May 1st, 2026 in the treasurer's office, pay grade 30, step F, 28.97 an hour. Amber Peterson is a park custodian, the step AAA 1868, effective May 11th, new hire 2026 out at the park. Paul Andrus, park custodian, he's a new hire out at the park as well, step AAA 1868 an hour, effective date is 5/11/2026.
And we will take all those in one motion. Motion by Johnson, second by McElhaney. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Travel request, item number 20.
None today.
Public notices where a possible quorum of commissioners could be in attendance at. Commissioners, do you have anything this week?
Oh. Yeah, a raspberry here.
I need to play that Jeopardy theme song, you know. There you go, right? Now we're all gonna be humming that all week
I
now.
can sing.
Don't think I have anything this week. All right. Let's move on to old business, number 22. Anything for old business?
This, Mr. Chair, just jail update, I mean, it seems to be moving along, mostly working on the roof of area B. So, and then looking, probably start erecting precast pretty shortly on area A, which is the main housing unit on the north side of the site. So,
Okay, sounds good. Anything else? Right, moving on to number 23. This is new business. Anything for new business? Commissioner McElhaney, can you provide us with an update on the bridge project? on 14?
Talk to the builder. You can see that I call it the riprap rock was recently placed. You've seen the large pile that was to the east of it. They got that placed, and basically they're finishing up with the aesthetics of everything there, and it's coming along very well. Previously, you'd asked the question, what was the expected completion date?
Mhm.
In technicality, he said he has until the end of October.
Right.
So
Right.
the good news is it's going to be done well before that. Sounds like within the next couple, 3 weeks, it shall be
Good.
completed
Good.
and probably open. So very well ahead of schedule, very good working conditions throughout the winter, and he was able to get a lot done. So
I've been
Good.
telling everybody June 1st.
I think that's
Well-
a very close date.
That's a
Yes,
close date, yep.
very close
It's
date.
really, it's gone well.
Early June anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully. Okay, great. Thank you. Of course, things can change, but let's hope that Mother Nature contributes to the success.
But we do need some rain. I hate
Yeah,
to say it.
yeah,
We do
we
need
do.
some rain out there.
Yeah, and with that being said, we have had some grass fires recently, so just people know it's pretty dry out there. So, all right. Moving on to item number 24. This is the moment for public comments. Is there anybody with public comments? Public comments, not seeing any online either. We'll move on. Commission comments. Commissioners, Commissioner Schwer.
I attended the governor's luncheon last Tuesday up at Lake Area Tech, and boy, if we can be proud of our school up there because it's really got an impact not only for our county but for our state, and it's just fun to see the support that's gathered around that and their goal to expand on jobs that we need. We need people to fix your furnace or plumb or whatever. And so, yeah, it was just exciting to be there. So,
Yeah, great. Thanks for attending that. Those are good events whenever we have a chance to attend those for sure. So thank you. Yeah, Lake Area Tech is definitely a bright spot in this community. So anything else, commissioners? All right. Seeing none, we do have a need to go into executive session. SDCL 1-25-2, subsection 2, consulting with legal counsel. And subsection 1, and that is for personnel issues. So with that, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So
No, move to,
To
move
go
to,
into exec.
Oh, sorry,
move to,
into executive session. We'll
move
look.
to, move into executive session.
Thank you,
Or items
Commissioner
1 and 2.
Johnson, for items 1 and 2, and second by Commissioner McElhaney. Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are now into executive session.
You
Thank
threw
you.
us off there for a little bit.
Yeah, I threw my